Uh, Now, hello guys, all. I see you're coming from very different parts now. We in Mongolia, it's evening night. In Europe, it's like after lunch. So um, great to come back and to have the session with all of you guys. And now then we shall slowly start. Before we start, there are very few things we would clarify with. First of all, if possible, can you please open your cameras on? It doesn't matter how you look. It matters that we see each other, right? So please do if you don't, if you can. And now for the second, I would ask you, as we have only 1 hour for today's session, I would ask you very kindly to be as active as you can, since we would have some very quick activities for tonight, for today. And lastly, thank you for you guys, Mika and Tamar, for helping us tonight. So we shall then start our session now. As for this particular course, as Mika just mentioned, this is the main course of the Graphology Institute of Mongolia, which I run besides my family business here in Mongolia, aiming to make this institute, make the science graphology being spread all over the world. And myself, being in psychology, like for 20 years already, I would share my experiences from the practical side. So we won't go into the theory so much. Then from today's session, I would love you to take one only tool, how to understand your emotions, right? And we would focus on the emotional intelligence in the workplace, how you would deal with your clients, employees, stakeholders, shareholders, during the conflictual situations. We all, I am sure we all faced with that at some point. So what does it mean when we hear, or when we see IQ, it's IQ when it comes to business matters, when it comes to business matters? As we were just telling, right, your colleagues, you may be a leader, you may be a team member, or you may even be, at the very beginning of your career, but you are surrounded by people, and people, they sometimes they tend to, when they cannot control their emotions, they can pour out whatever inside of them. So what do we do in these cases? I would start with the basics of the thing, and then would ask you one very simple question. Now, do you see the poll question? Yes.
Yes.
And now then, let me ask you first of all, what would you choose if I'd offer you now a free snack? To choose an apple a week or a chocolate a week? Please choose the poll right immediately without any thinking now.
Okay. Can I share now? Can I share now? Can I share the poll now?
Yes, let me try here. Okay, is it now on? Okay, great.
Yes, it's on.
Thanks. Yes, we were just checking with Mika.
Okay.
Great. Also going. So we have the results. 10 people have clicked. So let's see the results. So we would choose apple a week, right? Not the chocolate. So then let me ask you again. What would you choose if I offered you the same, just only with the choice for being now? Apple now or chocolate now? Then let us see the poll again. Please click your answers. Oh, right immediately. The answers are coming. Great. Great, let's see. No, very interesting answer, almost the same. I hope you understood the question, right? The second poll was to to choose now and now, apple or chocolate then. I think we have a very conscious audience with us here now, so we would go right deep into the details of our session. Right now, this very experiment has been done in real life, and what the results were showing. What the results were showing is half of the population who took part in this experience have chosen apple on the 1 week later, and chocolate on an immediate action. Why? What does it mean? What do you think? What does it mean? How we could read the results of this test? Now, while you are thinking, we will watch a very quick video together. Please keep in mind why you chose, you answered the poll this way you did, okay? And meanwhile, we'll watch a very short video. This video's length is like 4 minutes and 44 seconds, but we will skip it very quickly, right? Timur, is my screen right? You see the video?
Okay. So okay, you can full screen now.
Yes, great. Yes. And the voice is right. Good, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So
there's a marshmallow. You can either wait, and I'll bring you back another one, so you can have two, or you can eat it now. So you can eat it now, or you can wait, and I'll bring you back two. Okay? Okay, I'll be back.
No.
Okay, so I have one marshmallow for each of you. Okay. And here's the deal. You can either eat it now, or you can wait till I get back, and you can have two. Okay? So eat it now, or wait till I get back, and you can have
two. So the task was given the marshmallow for the kids. They could eat it now or wait. And then after that, they could get two marshmallows, right? So let's see what happens. Time goes by, and let's check the reactions of these kids, okay? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Too pretty, okay?
Still going, keep going. Oh, then here it is. Kit Kat's the two marshmallows, right? So let us come back to our session. What happened in the video? What happened with the kids? Guys, since you are muted, as Mika has declared, yes, you can put your thoughts in the comment section, right? And we would, Timur and myself would be reading it back then. Great. So what happened with the kids? Have you seen the reactions of these kids, Now, this marshmallow test experiment was a huge opening, so to say, in the psychology world back in 1972, when these Stanford professors have found out that the outcome of this test has been the one and only tool for all of us, like human beings, to handle our emotions, right? And now you've seen the kid who got two marshmallows in the end. What did he do? Good. He was what? Patient, right? He could wait until the end, and he could get his two marshmallows. Now the lesson from this video, or this whole experiment, was, in life we need to understand why patience is important. What will happen if we would be patient what results will it bring if we can be patient. So 3 in 1, they could be patient. So those 3, they could not be as successful as the others who could wait. So the idea is clear, right? And now today there are so many EQ tests online, paid, unpaid. Of course, you can waste your time and money on these tests, but if you just put yourself in the shoes of these kids and ask yourself, what would I do in the place of these kids? You would learn how to manage your emotions. From our end, this is so easy, and that is the one and only tool I would love you to take from today's session. Now, as we have only 1 hour for today, session with our JCI Europe Business Committee, whose team is doing great job. We would immediately go to our next part, which is, hold a second. Yes. Yes, now. What do you see on the screen? Numbers, right? What are these numbers are telling you? 120, 12, what are these? What do we mean by that? By today, we have 7.8 billion people, right, in the world, just as of today's statistics. So out of them, we see 120 million by 2019, which number has not changed again since this research. So what do we mean by that? What skills are needed to be reskilled or rechanged? What do we do now? Now these skills would be what? Those skills that cannot do what? What do we have in the future? The robots, right? What cannot robots do? They cannot control their emotions, right? They have no emotions. So what is the skill? The emotional intelligence, right? The EQ. So now at this point, let us brainstorm very quickly. What do you know by now? How would you define EQ as we know it? Emotional intelligence. Let's pop up in chats very quickly. What do we know about EQ, emotional intelligence? Very quickly, please. Yes, empathic. Oh, great. Let's see again, EQ measures. Anush, EQ measures how strong you are emotionally. Yes, thank you. Patricia, empathy. Yes, great. So we focus on empathy. Yes. Else. Okay, so we know emotion is empathy. Yes, awareness. Thank you. Mihaela. Yes. So now then, let's see what do we have in here. As we defined EQ as empathy, awareness, what are we talking about here? The mindfulness, right? When we say mindfulness, what do you have in mind? Like the yogis sitting in the Himalayas, you know, the great guys. In psychology, we use the mindfulness term as for the being in the moment and being aware of ourselves. And once we are aware of ourselves, we are aware of our of others, right? Which is a great definition for empathy, right? When we are not kind to us, when we are not aware of our own emotions and our own controls, these things can have great consequences, right? Which could blow up anytime. No, hold a second. And by awareness, we might come to an understanding of patience, right? Again, we're coming back to our video. So, in order to understand our EQ, then again, we need to come to our next point, which is IQ, right? We all know by now what IQ is. IQ was the most important topic back then, right? So just very quickly again, let's brainstorm on IQ. What is IQ? In your own words, in your own terms. You know, some of us are not native in English, so as you understand, okay, you can make it define any way you want. Okay, thanks, Anush. Intelligence and skills to solve problems, happiness. We have, yes, be happy with myself. Thanks, Patricia. Michaela, sharp thinker, great. Great. In one word, it is logic, right? IQ stands for the logical part. So as we now see both of our terms for EQ and IQ, we could move on ahead. So we discussed EQ stands for the empathy, for awareness, which is what emotional, right? Which are the terms for the emotional reactions. IQ, meanwhile, stands for the logic, right? Even in Greek, it derives from the word logos. So if you, again, there are thousands of tests for IQ online, but you could check your IQ very quickly with this ratio that the professors have found out, again, for us, to save our money and time on the countless IQ tests. So at home, you could check this test. Now, when this course has been, this content has been created, my hubby and myself, we tried our IQs and compared with each other. So very interesting. We came out to a quite interesting conclusion, which is not listed in any psychological book or research or whatever, that the higher the mental age, the higher the IQ. While the higher the mental age, we mean the age that the person feels inside, right? So the higher the mental age, the higher the EQ is. While the higher the chronological age, which is biological age, the age you are right now, the higher the IQ is. So you can make it a quick screenshot, and then you could calculate with yourself and your family members, right? You would see a very interesting results back there. So now we will now for the first minutes we will get to know ourselves. You understand the point, right? Now let us very quickly check what type of person are you? Are you the creative creature? Are you the emotional one? Or are you the logical? Are you the fan of the mathematics or whatever, right? So let's check very quickly one activity that could help you to identify or to understand yourself. So let us, as we are all on sitting now, I guess yes, you are all sitting now, except the guys I cannot see in the camera. So Mika, are you sitting? Yes, I guess you are sitting. So let us hold our hands. Can you see my hand? Like this, yes. Let us hold on one, we count on 3, and let us hold our hands like this. And now let's see, what finger, how do we call this finger in English? Or big, in Mongolian, we call it the big finger. What finger is up?
Thumb.
A thumb, yes. Thank you, Anush. What finger of you is up? For example, my left finger is up. Can you see? Whichever you could move upside. So now let's switch the sides. So how do you feel? Somehow uncomfortable? So, okay, then let's switch back. And now what? Home sweet home. So do you recognize which of your fingers were up? Which means whatever finger is up, the other side of your brain is active. And if you feel both sides comfortable, then you are the 50-50 person, which means you are the perfect fit for today's society, right? But only for 2021. So let's see. If your left hand was up, then your right brain is more active, which means you are the EQ person, you are the creative creature, right? You are the emotional one. While if your right finger was up, then your left brain is the active one, which means you are the logical person, you are the IQ person. Is that correct with you? Now, the reason we need to understand ourselves, which type of person we are identifying ourselves, right? You know yourself, like I love doing more creative jobs, or I am emotional even at my workplace. I show my emotions when I'm up, wherever it is, right? In your boss's room or with your colleagues, right? During the annual meetings or monthly meetings. Or you are the one who never shows your emotions, right? So the importance of knowing us is, again, it shows our productivity. It helps to increase our productivity. It helps to improve our connections with our colleagues. So have you heard about this thing, right brain will change the world? Now, this global myth is coming. Before, like 10 years ago, everybody in the workplace who has had high intelligence, right? IQ people, they were valued the most, but not now. Now they're right brainers or the EQ person, the emotional person, but not only the emotional, those who can handle their emotions, they are now the asset of the company. They are the ones who are proposed to be the CEOs, who are offered the higher positions. Right, and now at this point, I think we would yes, I think we would skip this boring parts, and then we come to the conclusion of this right and left brains and whatever type we are now. If you identify yourself as EQ person, as an emotional creature, emotional one, you understand the scheme on the slide now. Emotional people, they combine all the 6 basic definitions, characteristics of the people with high IQ, which are goal formation, setting goals, researching, strategizing, creating tactics, having some emotional we call it the intelligent creativity in psychology, and the implementation process itself. So all these characteristics are combined in the person whose EQ is high. So that's why we need the emotionally high employees in the workplace. They have all the skills that are needed for the logical part, and also they could handle their emotions and the others' emotions. And at this point, I would say, please be kind to your mind. In order to be emotionally intelligent, first of all, you need to love yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to be kind to yourself, right? Otherwise, you know what happens, you will blow up someday. And very shortly, just to give you some background information on the emotional intelligence, there are 5 main points that are considered to be the basic terminology for the emotional intelligence. We all know this right now. For self-awareness, what we are talking about: know yourself, control yourself, your emotions, know the others, empathy, right? Control the others' emotions, which is empathy, right? And then the relation, and then it comes to the relationship, to combine the knowing yourself and knowing others. Now, this would be only the part for the empathy, for the emotional intelligence background theory. And here I would love to highlight for you, as we are here today talking about business, how to apply your emotional intelligence and knowledge in your businesses. I would like to give you here a tip to take you with you to the empathy. When we were describing EQ, mostly all of us have been identified it as empathy. Right now, empathy is the understanding others and controlling others' emotions. Why do we need that? We have discussed it. Now, this very skill, empathy, is nowadays listed on the one of the top 10 skills that, according to the World Economic Forum, the latest one, which has been online, the top skill that the higher positioned managers would need. For the next, the top, Fortune 5 in the Fortune 500 hundreds all over the world, the only skill that the CEOs are looking for is the empathy. So if you are, I am sure you're in the leading positions right now, whether it is your own business or the company you are working, or even the JCI, we need the skills. So please, I am sure you're interested in the area. So I am giving you a hint that this is your tool to be successful in your workplaces, okay? And just very quickly, very short tips for you to handle your emotions. And then once you handle yours, handle your others, right? Now, please stay away from depression. You are not worthy of being depressed. Love yourself again, right? Get away from stress. Stress is in ourselves. Stress is part of us, but if we feed them, you get stressed and then you get depressed. So stay away from stress too. You learn how to manage your stress. Boost your performance. Look at the way you live. Look at your lifestyle. Is your lifestyle healthy now? Are you eating healthy foods? Are you exercising? If not every day, then at least every second day, right? And then most importantly, pay attention to your mental health. Mental health is, mentality is, we can consider it like as one of our organs. We cannot see, we cannot touch, but it is still there, right? So please pay attention to your mental health. So that would be the, I would say, most useful hints for you to keep yourself in touch with your EQ level. So as we don't have time for practice now, yes, here I would have you to look at the three also tools that we could make it. Let's do it like homework, right? Okay, so first of all, intention. Please make your goals intentional. You may want to put it on writing on one paper, like goals for a week, and then you check a week later what were the results. And you can, time by time, you can do this practice, and you will see the patterns of your intentions. How true are your intentions are, right? Which means how truthful you are to yourself. The same goes with attention. If you made promise to yourself, then make it. If you promised yourself to quit smoking, then just quit, right? It's not it's not that you cannot, you can. Just you can make yourself a promise and then be true to your promise. And now lastly, the attitude. Pay attention to your attitude. We all know ourselves. Who else would know ourselves than anyone else, right? When you get high, high on your nerves, high on your emotions, then pay attention. When you are high, when and whenever whoever does it to you, you pay attention, and then you try to analyze the situation, right? And then you will find out the solution, how to control those emotions. And please remember, people will forget what you have done for them, but they will never forget what you have made them feel. So make others feel good. This is your purpose. You came to life, maybe, right? You are not born to be a devil. You have come to this world to be an angel, maybe to save someone's day. Think of your actions before you do them. Know your emotions, right? before they hurt someone. Maybe someone hurt someone who you love, right? And for this very part, I would love to give you a very nice and useful and scientific tool to have this. The professors again at the Yale University, they have found out the green light method. This method is called the red, yellow, and green light, right? We know the green lights at the roads. What do we do when it's red? Stop, right? Just stop. Whenever your emotions are on, first of all, you need to understand you have two emotions, right? The positive one and the negative one. We don't need both of them on a very high level. Whenever you're positive, it's good you have positive emotions, but if your positive emotions are too high, then again it could be negative. It could already turn to negative. So on red light, you stop, you think, you analyze. What is this emotion? Is this negative? If it is negative, then stop right now. If it is positive, then think about how positive is it? Is it on the edge of the good positive? And then we go to the red light. What do we do on red? We have already analyzed, right? So we now have to think about the actions you could do to be not hurtful to yourself and to the others, right? And then at green light, you do what? You do, but you choose the right action, the right emotion to pour out. So this was this green light method was the theoretical one, and now from my end, from my experience in 20 years and of research and the cases, I would have three very practical, so to say, advices. I don't give advices, but let's say this is an advice, a friendly advice, okay? Have self-irony. What does it mean? Can you laugh at yourself time to time when you are with your friends, with your colleagues, or you are just too shy to open up yourself in that way? Meaning, if you can have this self-irony wherever you are just protected from being hurt and to hurt others, okay? Have this humor towards yourself. I don't know if you have Japanese friends in here, not yet, but maybe our Japanese friends would rewatch this video again. We have this Aikido case, right? In Japan, this is the fighting, one of the, I don't know how to say it, Tamur, please help me. The sport, the fighting. So the Japanese have developed this Aikido fighting, and then in theory, we use this Aikido communication case, which means whenever someone tries to hurt you, you pull back, but with no hurting others, having your self-irony. I hope this case was, I think you have a lot of homeworks to do now. Think about the self-irony case you ever had in your workplace, for example, right? With your boss. Whenever your boss teases you, you tease back using your self-irony. So think about that case with yourself. Now for the second, as we were talking, focus on your positive emotions, but then for positive emotions within the good age, right? Within the right age. For that, for example, myself would watch the inspirational films now very recently during this COVID situation. We have full lockdown in Mongolia, just has released last week. So I used this time for Netflixing. Recently, I watched all the seasons for The Modern Family, for example. This is quiet and easy, and having humor and having the life and everything, the psychological patterns within the family. So watch the inspirational films that you find good, you find it easy, right? You enjoy them. Now listen to the music, whatever, and do whatever makes you feel good. Focus on positive emotions now. And lastly, which is my very favorite, is just give it them, okay? You leave your problem, but not your life or wife. You just give it them the problem. You go out if you can. Come sometime back whenever you your emotional status is stabilized. Okay, you don't make decisions when you're high on your emotions, when you're not stable emotionally. So just give it them, which means give time to yourself to make your emotional stability fine. Okay. And why are we talking all over the emotional intelligence? We were talking about the global myth, right? The age of imagination. Now we have come to the 2021. And what will happen in 2030? The only thing we know is IQ is out of the slide, right? No, we don't have the IQ even in the slide. As we were mentioning, the EQ has combined all the skills. Even more, EQ now can do 70% of the calculation that IQ cannot do anymore. So we are coming to the age of the robot, the AI, or the AQ, the adversity quotient. We are coming to the age of this imagination. So the only way to survive in our workplace, for example, if we have the high emotional skills, we treat our, there would be left like very few colleagues, only those who really are up to stay alive. So we are going to compete with robots. Please keep that in mind, okay? And for that point, we have come to recap. I think we have now 20 minutes. I think this was quite a rush now. I have to breathe, guys. And you now please recap the session. Please write in comments and maybe Timur could read out loud, okay? What was our recap for today's session?
I think we can also have the discussion. So if somebody wants to open the microphone, please do so.
Yes. Yeah, Mika, even though this is not quite an end, okay, thank you for your support as always. So now we would recap and then some summary, and then we'll switch to the Q&A session, for which I am happy we have left some time. So guys, recap, please give us one idea that you took from this very short session for today. And Timur, can you please read for us our thoughts from our participants?
Okay. Patricia. Yeah? Patricia.
I think
Connie, I think.
I'm here. Okay.
Yeah.
What can I say? If we want to survive to the AI intelligence, we as humans, we have to develop more and more our IQ intelligence, because this is the difference between a machine and a person. It's the IQ.
Yes, thank you, Patricia, for your point is right now. The task was to read out our comments, right? We will have in the end the session. So at that point, if you would have time, Patricia, I will come to your question, okay? So Timur, can you please read us? We have now two great recaps. Now we are recapping our session, so to say.
Okay, so where would I do?
Now we have in chat session. Okay, then maybe I'll start. Then meanwhile, Timur would find our messages now. We have from Anush. That was a piece of advice. Give it them. Okay, thank you. Now from Mika.
Yes, and Michelle, and
yes, and now
and one more, Jiju.
Yeah, but we are at Mika. Can you please read that out?
Read out the comments, yeah?
Yes, this is our recap.
Yeah. from where to all the way from the beginning, or?
No, we have stopped at Mika. So Mika is saying, being involved in the digitalization of construction industry, I still believe that change is 90% people.
Okay.
And technology, great. And technological change is not possible without help.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely agree, Mika. Someone has to control those technologies, right? And we have
and also, yeah, we have Mika's nicely done, got really useful information. Okay.
Happy to hear that now, as I think we are with our recaps. So,
okay.
And, yes, Tamur.
One more, you guys. You can write down the chat.
Yes. Meanwhile, yes, and as we have seen in the recaps from our great participants, from Patricia too, was regarding the technology. As I think Mika has already answered one of the concerns of the technology, right? However, technology we have, someone has to deal with them, some human being, right? Even the robots are created by the people. So the idea was to make those people emotionally intelligent, so we could compete with all those creatures we have created ourselves. So to sum up our today's session in quite a rush, so to say, we could say mindfulness, being mindful is the way you can deal with your emotional intelligence, right? Know thyself, choose thyself, deal with others, right? Thyself is, the old British saying of myself. And now, as we have discussed, there are so many applications, but I really did want you to have these tools that have been mentioned in today's session. Every professor in psychology, they come out with different ideas, but those are the proven ones. And emotional intelligence, we cannot renew it every year, right? Like now with this COVID situation, we were moving to online. Now with this emotional intelligence, we cannot move online. We are still here, right? We have our souls within. So be prepared for the constant changes, but still keep yourself, know yourself, right? And then deal with others, communicate with others. And then, as we say, the street smart is the new sexy, street smart being emotionally intelligent, okay? And for those who would love to read more about this, to know yourself more, and then those, I have put the 3 books that have been served as the reference for our session's content today, and also the books, my desk books, my favorite books. And then also I would love you to check these books if you'd love to know more about the topic. Oh, I hope you could make this screenshot, or you could memorize these books. You have them, you can have them ordered on the Amazon, or if you can go out, you can go to your next bookstore whenever you have this English bookstore, or if it is not your native country, or these books are translated almost to all over the world. So these are, excuse me, this is my snack. These books are available all over the world. So thank you so much for you guys, for your active listening, though it is it isn't quite interactive course, but in the rush, now I realize I have talked to myself for like 45 minutes. So now we have time for the Q&A session. Mika, we welcome you, and it's not the end now. Maybe before Mika comes, I would love to end the session with my thank yous. First of all, you can contact me anytime on the contact that you can see on the screen. You can contact me via my LinkedIn profile or Facebook profile, or just drop me an email, okay? And for this session, thank you, JCI Europe Business Committee, including Mika, and now I see now Anush is in the team, and Anastasia, who's not here. and our tough guy, Temur, as you know, the NATO officer, though I couldn't I couldn't let you talk again. Now you can talk. So, and our participants and all those who are watching the video later on, I wish you a good journey with defining yourself with your emotional intelligence skill development. Okay, and thank you guys. Then now I think we would have 10 minutes for our Q&A session. And Mika, you're back, please.